Welcome to Kinda Influenced.
We're two millennial moms.
Navigate life and career on the internet.
We're your hosts, Zoe Potter
And Sarah Dickey.
Grab a drink,
grab a snack, and let's chat. Hey.
Hello.
I like that your sweater matches your headphones. For everyone that's not watching, Zoe's wearing pink, and it's really cute.
It's very obnoxious, let's be honest. It wasn't planned or anything like that. I just like pink.
It's growing on me.
Yeah, it is.
Because you once made this comment, you're like, you should wear more pink. And then I put on pink one day, and I was like, oh, this is actually really cute with this new hair.
I love pink and red hair. Like, I'm that person that like I love, and some people are like, no, I can't do pink if I have red hair. And like, please do it. It looks so cute.
We're on it now. We're into color. We're into this. It feels like spring. I am here for color. I am
as she's sitting there in a black sweater, like she's about to go mourn.
Was literally just thinking that. I'm like, what is coming out of my mouth? How are you? How are things?
Good. I'm doing really well. It's very dreary here today, as you can kind of see. Hence why it's so dark in here, and I have like 45 lights on. Yeah, but yesterday was freaking fantastic. It was so nice. It was like 20 degrees.
I don't even what in March?
I know. It's very concerning. Like I feel guilty for being so happy about it because the world is dying.
That's what I said to Bryce yesterday. I was like, the polar ice caps are melting and it's all over for us.
Yeah. Yeah, but at least we can be warm while it's happening.
I heard on something the other day, I can't remember what, and I probably heard it on TikTok, so it's not true, but that it's like very plausible that our children will never become grandparents.
No, please, I can't. I will fall into a doom spiral and never get out of bed.
Don't doom spiral. Just kidding. April Fools.
No, but honestly, like the way, like we need to do something. I know that it's so much for us to just be like, we need to do something, but we need to do something.
I do medium wish that Taylor Swift fell in love with like a climate scientist.
But okay.
I'm kidding. It's not all on her.
No, I'm going to play devil's advocate because it is a lot to do with like personal jet emissions and things like that.
Yes.
But like she's one of they all need to figure something out. Like
I'm just saying because everyone in the world became a football fan.
100%.
Everyone in the world became an environment fan.
Oh yeah, that's what even I meant.
Jet emissions are so little of it. There's so much more.
Yeah, there's and like these multi-billion-dollar corporations putting out. Oh my gosh, it's like I don't know what to do. I get very overwhelmed thinking about it, and I feel silly putting out my recycling and sorting my plastics, and I'm like, what am I doing? Like, am I helping? Yes, I'm doing my part, but it feels like I'm like trying to hammer into a brick wall. You know what I mean? Like
it's hard, but it's just like, yeah, you can only do what you can do, right?
Yeah. So we were just talking about this, how I was doing my taxes. I'm a tax girly. Just call me Zoe the accountant.
Are you an accountant?
Not at all.
That was the, like accountants.
Oh, accountant. No. But yeah, I was doing my taxes, and like by doing them, I mean like preparing them all to then give to my accountant and be like, thank you for doing the rest for me. She's so nice. So I was like texting, actually I wasn't texting, I was like voice noting Sarah about how I calculated all my hydro and all that for the year. And I wanted to cry. So much money. So now I'm like on a tangent. Like I was literally sitting in the dark all day yesterday while I was editing because I'm like, no lights on.
Bryce laughs at me because I never turn the big lights on other than in the basement. And then I just sit in the dark all the time. And he's like, do you want some light? And I'm like,
no, we can't afford it.
No. When it got so cold here. So, we have no caps on our electricity in Alberta, which is absolutely insane.
Wait, we don't either though. Do we? No, they don't cap anything.
There's like so we used to, I think most provinces have like a kilojoule cap. So you can only charge so much per kilojoule.
I see what you mean.
Alberta took that off.
Oh no.
Yeah. So like my electricity bill used to be like $140 a month, which is like pretty normal for like a
Mm-hmm.
house. It's like $450 a month now.
How do you
And
survive? Like
you
what?
don't. And that's the really shitty thing is like people in Alberta are literally like losing their houses. They can't pay for their bills. Thankfully, we have like mandatory laws where you can't turn off. I don't think you can turn off electricity or power or sorry, electricity or heat during the winter in Alberta because it's obviously like -50. Um, but like it's rough out here. Like I think yeah, like ours was like $8,000 or $9,000 for the year. Like
Just electricity.
electricity and heat.
Okay. Okay. So yeah, but that's still obscene.
It's
And I've
insanity.
seen your house. It's a very
It's not
standard sized
It's
house.
not. We don't live in a big house at all. We're a little bungalow.
Like that makes zero sense to me.
Hmm.
Like it makes no sense.
It's wild. Like I have a girlfriend who's like, my electricity bill is $800 a month.
I
How?
how I would what oh my God. I'm
It
so
is.
stressed out thinking about it.
It's just like it's I have this like conversation with my dad all the time because he always tells me about like how he only made, $300 a month or whatever. And I'm like, yeah, but your $300 a month could pay for all the things that you're doing. Yes, at times you're eating peanut butter and jelly sandwiches, but like you could buy a house. You bought our house, like my childhood house, which he still lives in, for $30,000 like
Mm-hmm.
55 years ago. That
Mm-hmm.
house is worth like $1.3 million now. Like,
They don't understand.
no, which is
And you
like,
can explain it to them over and over and over
they'll
again.
never get
Sorry,
it.
they being a very specific demographic of the
Yes.
boomer generation. I'm
Yes.
not saying that all boomers are like that because my
No,
mom understands it's like so, but like certain
totally.
the ones who are so hard-headed that
Yeah.
can't see past the fact
I'm
that it's not possible for so many of us. Like,
totally. I've just like, I don't know a time in my life, and like, I'll be honest, where I've had just like a cool extra 30 grand in my bank account. Like to
right?
just put down on a that I'm like, oh, I don't actually need this. I'm just gonna put it down on a house. Like, and I've never at any point in my life been able to save that much money. Like,
I was thinking about this as I was doing my taxes, like one does. Welcome to episode 11. We talk about taxes.
well,
No.
talking about our taxes.
But I was literally writing everything down and I'm like 10 years ago, 10, just 10, not even like back when our parents were younger, but just 10 years ago, had I had been making this income with my husband making this income combined together,
Would have been laughing.
I'm like, because I constantly think to myself, I'm like, how are we making this much money and we have no
No,
like free money? Like, I still shop at the budget grocery stores. I still clip coupons. I still like do this and that. And I shop at thrift stores and like shop sale. I'm like, I'm having a hard, granted, we're very privileged and I recognize that.
100%.
I just went to Disney. We saved our butts off for that. But like, I recognize the privilege, but at the same time, it's not adding up. Like, it's
No,
not making sense.
we should be able to go on vacations and do things
Yes.
outside of our houses. Like that is something that
That's the
we should be able
like
to do.
yes, like I
Everyone
shouldn't
should
have.
be able to do.
That's what I
You
mean.
shouldn't have to work two 40-hour jobs in a weekend. Like I know people that's their reality. They're working
Yeah.
two full-time jobs right now to pay for rent. Like it is asinine. 100,000 like I was talking to a girlfriend and she was like, it's crippling that $100,000 is now like a $50,000 income. Like,
If that, like it's
right?
it's it's low, it's middle class.
It's
Like,
insane. Like I remember when I was a kid, I was like, if I ever make $100,000, my life is I'm gonna own
set,
a castle.
right?
And now
It
it's
makes
like
no sense.
you couldn't. If I won the lottery, if I won $5 million tomorrow, I couldn't quit my job.
I know.
Like that's insane.
Like, oh my God. It gives me anxiety just
I
thinking
know.
about it.
Well, this
And I
got
know
deep
that
quick.
you and I are very in good situations that we own homes. We like
Totally. Oh my God.
I
Yes.
I sympathize and my heart breaks for literally our generation and
Yeah.
our
And our
children.
kids.
Like,
And if you don't come from generational wealth at this point, like you're kind of like it sucks. But I also think that the pendulum always swings, right? Like we went
yes,
through
yeah.
this we went through a boom and a crash. I think that we're probably headed for a crash again. soon. I think we went through a little bit of one, but I think that something is like, I mean, I'm not an
Oh,
economist.
you're not? You're
Shocking.
not? Tell me
Bryce
more
is
about that. Economist Sarah.
Bryce is always like, you always talk shit on things you know nothing about. I'm like, yeah, but my gut tells me it's fine. But I'm sure we're gonna go through like a crash and things will like level out again, like they have to. Or maybe Galen, whatever his name is, will just like kick rocks.
Yeah, he's great, eh?
Oh my God. Like, did you hear? I'm sure you've heard this. Like, why the inflation is so bad at Superstore, why the price gouging is so bad.
No way.
So he puts unrealistic timelines on his suppliers. So he's like, okay, I need this in 5 days or whatever. Like he puts like an unrealistic date that he knows that they're not going to be able to make. And if they're delayed on their deliveries, he charges them a massive fine. So the suppliers, knowing that they're not going to hit these deliveries, are now just incorporating the price of the fine into their product, because it's the only way that they can survive too. So now he's like, well, I have to offset the amount of like the product's getting so expensive, but the product's expensive because of the fines. So they're trying to take away his ability to fine these suppliers, which will hopefully help regulate the grocery prices again.
Can you
I am an
explain?
economist.
You are. Can you explain to our American followers who you're talking about too? Because they
Oh,
may not have
touche.
any idea. Yeah.
So Galen Weston, Galen
Yeah, I
Weston,
think so.
yeah.
Galen
So
Weston. Yeah.
whatever. Uncle like the word. He's probably like the most hated Canadian right now.
Mm-hmm.
He owns like PC, so PC Superstore, Loblaws. I think the company is called Loblaws. Now Shoppers as well. So it's like he's like a
Oh, really?
grocery. Yeah, he owns Shoppers Drug
Everywhere.
Mart. So he owns like everything. And that's like the biggest supplier of food, I think, in Canada.
Yeah, there's a
Um,
lot of sub chains that are
like independent
yeah. So
groceries.
all of our big grocery stores, not all of them, but the majority of them are under his umbrella.
Yes. And the hard thing is that like Superstore, and I mean it's Superstore here, I think it's Loblaws for the most part out where you guys are.
We have
It
Superstore too.
right. And like
Yeah.
no frills and stuff. It used
Yep.
to be like your affordable grocery store.
Yep.
But now if you go to like a Safeway and a Superstore and you compare prices, Safeway is often cheaper, which
Mm-hmm.
is wild to me. Because for years I was like, I can't afford to shop at Safeway.
We don't have Safeway, but I feel like that
What?
would be no, we don't. But I feel like we have like Sobeys. Do you have a Sobeys?
Yeah, it's same. I think it's the same company.
Similar. So exactly. So Sobeys is like the higher end of the grocery stores.
Yeah.
And like these grocery stores that are like Sobeys, there's the bigger, more expensive,
Yeah.
bougier
It's
grocery
like
stores
a
have like no name chain grocery stores under them. So
yeah.
like the no frills would be the Zayre's subcategory or superstore
Yes.
subcategory kind of
Yeah.
thing. Yeah. Yeah.
It's like I'm trying to think of American grocery stores. It's like
Oh.
Kroger. I got nothing. I'm gonna make an ass of myself if I try that one.
Publix, I think, is similar
Publix
to a
is fancy.
Sobeys.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Anyways, so that's apparently why the price gouging is so bad on groceries. But it's just like it's insane. And you can't go
It
to
is.
Superstore without buying something from Joe Fresh too, which always kills me.
Yeah, I don't have a superstore near me. We used to have one near me. So our Joe Fresh and our Zayre's is
Yeah.
what I have access to. And it's a lot smaller than like
Oh
the
yeah.
superstore Joe Fresh.
So
So I know it is good when you go to the superstore ones. It's like an
good.
actual store. Like you're
It's
walking into a store.
dangerous.
Mhm.
I buy something every single time. And their spring line, I love Joe Fresh. I think this is like the fifth time I've
So
talked about Joe Fresh
cute.
on this podcast.
I know.
And I
Joe
love
Fresh, hook up Sarah, please,
I
and
sent
work with her.
I sent them an email.
Did they ghost you?
Yeah.
No.
Well,
Joe Fresh.
is it called ghosting if they just don't even reply?
Yeah, that is literally the definition of ghosting is they ghost. They just pretend you don't exist.
Okay, I thought ghosting you had to like be in a conversation first, and then they're like and vanish.
Oh, I don't know. Actually, no.
I think because I think they just left me on red.
Okay, is that the same as ghosting? I don't know. Sound
I
off below. Let us know because I genuinely don't know. We're young. We're too old for this young.
We're
slang.
young.
We're young. As I'm like readjusting because my hips hurt.
Oh, what else? What else did you do this week?
Oh man. What did I do this week? Oh, it's been March break for Marlo. So that means like it's like her spring vacation off school. So
Yeah.
she's been off for the week. So She's been living the high life. She's had a sleepover at her buddy's house. She's gonna sleep over at my mom's tonight.
Fun.
They're both the kids are gonna have a sleepover at my in-laws tomorrow. So Andrew and I are gonna have date night. I'm so
Whoa.
excited.
What
We
are you guys
haven't
gonna
had one.
do?
I don't know.
I
We
love
haven't
this.
had one in a really long time. So,
Yeah.
but it sucks too because it's always on like a Friday, and like by the end of the week, we're just both exhausted.
So tired.
So
You're
we're
like,
just like, do you want to go out? No, let's just order it. So
100%.
it's really boring. But we're gonna try. I want to try and like actually go out and do something.
Go
And then
bowling. I hate bowling.
no,
I don't know why I suggested that to you.
I don't mind bowling, but it's not something that I would like want to go do on a date with my husband.
Yeah, that's fair.
Like I would do it with my kids, like go like bowling with my kids or like with a group of friends, but like with just Andrew and I, like we're not that.
No.
No.
It's very fair.
No.
I wouldn't either.
But then on Saturday we're gonna go and go to this like little indoor. So it's like a hotel, but they have like an indoor, not a water park, but like a really nice pool with like a big water slide and like there's like little waterfalls and like a little koi pond. It's really nice and it's good to I know you love fish. And it's good to go there because it's like really warm and it makes you feel like you're kind of tropical.
On vacation.
Yeah, but you're not. So we're gonna go there for a night with the kids and surprise them because they've never been. So
Oh, fun.
yeah, Andrew and I went a couple of years ago, just for like a date night away. And
I feel
the
like
whole
I
time
remember this.
yeah.
Yeah.
Hi, Reese. She's just
Hey, buddy.
she's here. I don't know what she's doing. Get off. Like you're she's standing on the desk. Okay.
She's like, hi, Mom. I want to be on the podcast.
Literally, she was about to hop up on my desk. She's not a cat. She's like 90 pounds. She could break it. Anyways, how's your week going? What's up going on with you?
My week's good. I'm like, what have I done this week? My week's good. Sully slept through the night, 2 nights in a row.
I know you didn't tell me she did it 2 nights in a row.
So last night and the night before.
You go, girl.
So I'm knocking on wood because I feel like you're not supposed to talk about it.
We won't
so
talk
that
about it.
No, it didn't happen. It's fine. So it's very exciting. I slept horribly last night though because I was just like, I'm just gonna wake up. Just gonna wake up.
I hate that.
It's not fun.
No.
What else? We booked oh my gosh, we booked a car so we're going to the UK. I gotta stop saying that I'm going to England. I'm going to Wales.
Yes. Yeah.
I'm not going to, we're stopping in England, but we're going to Wales. Okay. So we rented a car through Hopper.
Yeah.
They asked for a tip.
Yeah. But what did they say the tip was for?
Nothing.
They didn't even say anything.
Hang on, I have a screenshot of it. It literally says it says you can power our predictions with a tip. I don't know what that even means.
Power our predictions with a tip. Are they going to give you like discounts or something with the tip?
I don't know, but it was their options were $2, $7, and $13. Like, what am
Imagine just having such a disposable income that you can just throw $13 at a random
website. Like I was flabbergasted. And like, I believe in tipping. I was served for years and years. Yeah. I'm an excellent tipper, but I just
tipping a random app? No.
I'm going to start asking for tips for everything I do.
For everything just existing.
Open a door, just put my hand out. So that was fun. We booked a car though, so I'm excited. I feel like the trip is really real. We're leaving in like 18 days.
That's wild.
I know, I'm not ready. I mean, I'm ready, but I'm just like, it'll be interesting. The trip is going to be interesting.
It'll be good.
It'll be great. It's gonna be fine. And then it's been really nice here-ish. So I've just like literally gone for 14 walks a day. Like I'm back to that, where all we do is go for walks, and it's so lovely.
It is really nice.
I feel like we've made it. Like summer is just around the corner and it is time. It is time.
I know. We just gotta we'll have a few snowfalls here and there, but
no, you don't say that dirty word.
It's gonna happen.
It's over.
Okay.
I also bought Natives, the shoes.
Yeah, I saw those.
Okay. They're my answer to Crocs. I wore them into work I went and was at the mall the other day, stopped into the store, and I was like, what do you think? Because the girl that runs that store loves Crocs. And she's like, they're worse than Crocs. They're uglier than Crocs. And then I asked Bryce and he's like, they're uglier than Crocs. And I was like, what's wrong with you people? They are not. They're cute little sneakers.
They're basically Crocs. But Crocs are more comfy and you can get gibbets.
I could put gibbets in those. There's holes.
Yeah, but I don't know if they're the right size.
Well, I'm gonna go find out. I'm gonna order some on Amazon today.
Okay, show me. At what point do you just give in and get some
Never.
Crocs?
I
Oh
can't
my
now.
God.
It's a point of contention.
It's like so true.
It's a point of pride.
Yeah, I know. Like you've dug your grave, may as well lay in it with your native shoes on.
Crocs is gonna send me a request to do a brand partnership for like $100,000. I'll be like, I can't. It's a point of pride.
Can you imagine? Would you cry? You'd cry.
I'd cry.
You'd cry. And then you'd be like, okay.
I'd be like,
sounds good.
Take my pride. Bryce bought a pair. I hate them.
Crocs?
He bought like the slim pair, like the ones that don't really look like Crocs.
Okay.
They're hideous.
Oh my gosh, you're so ridiculous.
I'm so sorry.
I need to just get you on board somehow.
It's
gonna happen.
Do you know there's a really big Croc store at West Edmonton Mall?
Doesn't surprise me. There's a bunch of stuff there.
There is a pirate ship.
Dolphins.
The dolphins are dead. The dolphins, they died years ago.
That's so sad.
It's really horrible, but we're over it. We have sea lions now. We're not over it. Justice for the dolphins.
Sarah, you're gonna get us canceled.
No one's over it. It's actually really traumatizing, but it's nice that they're banned from having dolphins anymore because they probably would have another one. But
yeah.
The Croc store is right beside the pirate ship. Okay, on the Rada Europa Boulevard.
Perfect.
Yeah. You can see the sea lions from the Croc store.
Oh my God.
One day.
We'll go hand in hand and buy your first pair of Crocs.
Speaking of that, what's on your For You page? That was a terrible transition, but we're going with it.
Actually, I was gonna say, so you know how you're talking about the dolphins and stuff like that, and justice for the dolphins and stuff. So I was watching, it was just a random clip. It's not like on my For You page over and over again, but it's this podcast. I don't even remember the podcast name. I don't remember anything, so I'm so sorry. I'm giving zero credit to these people. But it's this podcast, and they're talking about the Harambe incident. You know Harambe.
The gorilla?
The gorilla.
Okay. Yeah.
So they're talking about the Harambe incident to one of their hosts on the podcast who is essentially like just chronically offline, has no idea about anything that's going on the internet. So they're like, do you know what Harambe is? And she's like, no. And they're like the incident at, I think, the Cincinnati Zoo. Yeah. And all this stuff. She's like, I have no idea what you're talking about.
I lived in Cincinnati when this happened.
No way.
Well, just outside of Cincinnati, but yeah.
That's wild.
Yeah.
So anyways, they're explaining to her about the Harambe incident.
Yeah.
And she's like, okay, so they're like, there's this gorilla. Okay. And this little boy that falls into the gorilla enclosure. And she's like, oh, okay. And like, she has no idea what's going on. And they're like, so then he like picks up the little boy and is like trying to figure out what's going on and this and that. And he didn't hurt him. I don't think he intentionally, like, he did pick him up a couple of times because like that's what gorillas do to their, but he didn't like attack him or anything like that. And then they euthanized him, like the Harambe. And she's like,
they sent Harambe to the farm.
They did. Harambe went to the farm. So they're cracking up because they're like explaining this to her and she's just in sheer terror. She's like, what? She's like, why are you laughing? This is horrible. They're like, we understand that it's not funny, but like, you need to understand that we've had time to grieve this. And like, we've had time to process this. And like, I'm so sorry, but like, it's wild that you know nothing about this. She's like, is there a protest I can go to? She's like, how old is this little boy now? I need to go find him. Like,
can you imagine being the little boy that Harambe, the little boy that
like I would request to go into witness protection program.
Yeah.
Because I like imagine going to school and being that person, though I'm sure enough time has passed and like it's not the little boy's fault. Like at the end of the day, it's not his fault. Well, I mean, I'm sure there's some things that could have been done differently on all fronts, but
hold your child.
Well, yeah.
I don't want to. I don't
want to mom shame. I don't want to parent shame. I don't want to do all that. But like,
yeah, it was an unfortunate
freak accident. Exactly. And like, it's sad that this poor gorilla had to die because of it.
Yeah.
So yeah. Anyway, so I'm watching this woman who's like our age process this, and I'm like, oh, remember that? That was traumatic.
But remember when that was our trauma? And now it's
Yeah.
2024.
Nothing phases us.
Oh,
What a
how has
world.
it
What's
been?
what?
Where
Oh,
were you?
4 years.
4 years.
4 years.
It's been,
So so I was babysitting my sister's dog
yeah.
because they were in Florida when the
No.
lockdowns happened. And they're like we have to go on a plane, like everything's happening, like all this and that, like we have to isolate when we get home. It was like this whole thing, and we're like, oh yeah, like you're gonna have to isolate for a month for a couple weeks. Little did we know.
Wild. I remember getting a phone
Wild.
call from my boss being like, you need to call. I was managing 2 stores at the time.
Yep.
She's like, you need to call all your staff and tell them we're closing. She's like, it'll probably only be 2 weeks. And I was like, okay, no
We were
problem.
all so oblivious. Like
Oh my God.
I remember Andrew coming home from work and being like, yeah, I guess I just have a week off and I have to work from home for a week or two. And I'm like, that's so weird. Like,
Yeah. And
what?
then like what, 4 days later, I was laid off. Like insanity. And then, yeah, it was.
It's wild to
Mhm.
think about.
I
Like,
don't, do you think we'll ever like it's so weird because like there obviously is trauma associated with it, but I don't think it's like the same type of trauma as like losing a parent or like the trauma is different.
it's very, like, I find it so prolonged. Like, it was
Yeah.
just like, it wasn't like that feeling of exactly losing someone so suddenly or like this or that. Like,
Yeah.
I feel like I lost parts of my life that
Yeah.
I will never get back.
One, because you had Theo
Yeah.
during it. Yeah. Like 100%.
I literally will mourn my pregnancy because I didn't get to experience my pregnancy. I literally disassociated for two
Yeah.
years because that's
It's
the only thing that could keep me like
the heart.
here.
My mom died January 5th or passed away on January 15th. So not being able to see my dad 2 months later and like him having to like live in the house that he lived with her for 42 years. Like they were married for 45 years. Like they were together forever. Like living in that house by yourself after you with her remains because she's cremated in a box that
Yeah.
we're taking to
Yeah.
England. Like having to deal with that and not being able to see your kids. Like I can't imagine. And my dad's the strongest, like most stoic man in the entire world. Like he would never tell us that he wasn't doing okay. But I just can't imagine like walking through that house and like they traveled so much. There's so much like art and memories on the wall. Like every inch of that house is covered with a memory. And I just can't imagine what it would be like. Like I
And
can't
during that alone, like
hundred
alone
percent
for so
alone,
long. Yeah.
alone. The first
Yeah.
time you've also been alone in your life. Like he lived with roommates, he lived with my mom. Then my mom passed away and he was literally alone. And he's old. So we were like so careful and we were like, we can't go into the house.
Yeah.
We
Yeah.
can't go see him. We don't know what this is like. Bryce is a paramedic. Yeah, it was wild.
It was yeah. Like yeah. And I think that it's so interesting to think about how we all collectively had the same experience.
100%.
Like you're literally living through this with everyone on the planet.
Yeah.
Like that's wild to think
Mhm.
about. Yeah,
So wild.
so wild. I'm so
Definitely something
glad
that
it's
like,
over.
oh my gosh, me too.
Well, it's not over, but like
No,
the
I just,
lockdowns that
but I
level
also
of things.
like not live in fear, but like I don't think that I don't know that I could make it through another one of those.
I don't know what I would do.
I don't either. Like I think like now knowing going into it, we didn't know what we were
We
getting
didn't
into.
know. We
And
didn't know it
now
was going to be that long.
it'd be wild. Like I
It'd be
just can't,
wild if, yeah, yeah,
I can't imagine.
yeah.
Anyways, damn.
Oh, man, we're really bringing down the mood this week.
So
Sorry, guys. I'm so sorry. Like, we're supposed to be a lighthearted, fun podcast that you can just listen to on your way to work. And now everyone's in existential dread. Like, oh my God.
the world's too expensive. Harambe's dead and COVID happened. What else do you want to talk about today?
Okay, let's lighten it up a little bit.
Yeah.
On my For You page, I don't know what is happening. My For You page is broken, but in the best way possible.
Oh, I love
I'm
this.
getting the randomest content. So there's this page. I don't follow this page, but for some reason, every like 20 videos, a video comes up from this page. This page is called Wild Boar. Okay. Wild Boar. That's it. I'm going to show you. So for audio listeners, I will describe what's happening. But for visual people, we are gonna watch it together
I
because
can't wait.
it is wild to experience. And I think that the videos themselves are unhinged, but the comment section is even better. So it's 100,000 followers, okay?
Okay.
Wild Boar, okay?
It's an actual boar. Is it a
It's
boar?
a literal wild, it's a boar. Sorry, my phone screen is so dirty. Okay,
How
look.
dare you? Yeah, he's cute.
Okay.
It's a piggy. A
It's a
piggy.
piggy. Okay, are you ready for this?
It's just a piggy running through a field. Is
That's
this is it?
that's the whole page is this. Okay, wait for the comments.
So if you
Officially entering my wild boar era. He doesn't know what taxes are, just vibes. Like that's the whole comment section.
Oh, I like this.
It's me dilly-dallying.
He's really cute. He's Pumbaa.
And the music, everything about it, every time it comes up on my page, a new video of him like running to different music.
You're just so excited.
I feel something inside. I feel like
he's brought you back to life. So for anyone that's having an existential crisis from what we just talked about, go watch Wild Boar.
Please go watch it because it's, and not just watch it, just watch it and then go scroll the comments. Because the comments are what make it that much good. Like that much better.
That much good. I love comment reading on like wild videos.
Wild and like very like lighthearted videos. I don't like the ones that are like,
no, I don't want to read like
hate comments or things like that.
No. But I want to read the unhinged comments and like funny sections. Yeah, they're great. Yeah,
they're so good. Like they make my heart happy, and like that we collectively will be okay as a human being, like existence.
We're gonna be fine.
I hope. How's your For You page?
Mine's heavy. So is there anything else on yours you want to share before we get into mine?
Let's see if I have anything that's not. Oh, I have a conspiracy going on mine.
Oh, okay. Are they wearing tinfoil hats? Do we need to put on our tinfoil hats before we talk about it?
I mean, we could. Do you have one handy?
No, but I sometimes think I should. Do you believe in aliens?
Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah, right? Like, I feel like we'd be like, I mean, didn't they also just admit that like aliens exist?
Pretty much. They soft launched it and they're like, hey, by the way, we've got aliens.
And like, they were in Florida.
The aliens are just.
Yeah, the mall? You didn't see like the mall when the aliens took over the mall in Florida?
No.
Oh my gosh, okay, this was on my For You page like a while ago.
They took over the mall? Are you talking about an episode of Stranger Things?
No. Okay, so there was, and it was described that like tall grays were in a mall in Florida, and they closed down the mall, they closed down like the vicinity of the mall, like a radius around it. Every cop, every fire truck, every like first responder in all of whatever town this was, I don't know, Miami, who knows, I should get Bryce to explain this, he's so much better at it than me, but like we're at this call. Apparently like cell phones weren't working in like a certain radius, and people have on video like what look like tall grays.
Oh,
this is like in January.
Fall down a spiral of this.
Oh yeah. Like definitely tall grays were here. I think they're just like among us.
No, 100%. Like so Andrew and I constantly debate this because I'm a very strong believer in the paranormal.
Yeah.
Ghost spirits, all that. I know, obviously. But then, and I also believe in aliens.
Yeah.
Andrew is very skeptical about ghosts, spirits, paranormal, or that. And he's like, I know aliens exist. It makes me more stressed out because I'm like, if you don't believe in ghosts, but you believe in aliens, I know aliens exist. Like
100% they do.
That gives me so much anxiety.
We're their Bravo. They're just watching us fuck everything up, and they're just sitting back laughing at us.
Okay, so I've watched tons of horror movies in my lifetime.
Yeah.
Tons. The only movie that has ever stressed me out to a point of like not sleeping for weeks, not like constantly not thinking about it. Like I just was The Fourth Kind.
I've never seen it.
Oh, don't see it, please.
I don't watch movies. I'm not a movie girl.
You can't. Don't watch it. Don't watch it.
Okay, great.
No. Perfect. And like, have you seen Signs?
Really?
So.
I
No
like when I
way.
say I don't watch movies, like I watch like Empire Records, the Saw
Yeah, but
quad trilogy.
signs. It's signs.
Yeah.
The Saw?
No, if I
The
saw, I meant Scream, which I don't know is a better reaction.
You went from Empire Records to Saw. What?
Yeah, like I watch the same movie. I'm like I watch movies like I watch TV. I watch like the same four things and that is it. That's all I can
You
handle.
know what you know, and
Yeah.
like, yeah. But I'm
Yeah.
just like surprised because Signs has been around
Is
forever.
that Kevin Costner?
Well, Gibson. Wait. Oh, is it Mel Gibson or Kevin Costner?
I don't know. They're interchangeable to me.
It's Mel Gibson.
That probably. I
But it's
just
M. Night Shyamalan. And
I
he
I don't know who M
does
Night Shyamalan is. I okay, we can't. Anyways,
okay, wait.
tell me about your conspiracy theory on TikTok.
Okay.
Because
So
this is a
there's
dangerous road.
okay. It's not even about aliens. So
Oh, okay.
but I don't know how we got in the I think we just talked about the tinfoil hats. We went
Yeah.
down a hole. We
We're
fell down a hole. You guys stay
This
with us.
episode is just going to be called Kind of Falling Down a Hole.
We are unhinged. So this conspiracy theory is my own. I have come up with this all on my own.
Okay.
Like birds aren't real, but this is my theory. Okay.
Okay.
So on my For You page the past week or so,
Yep.
a couple of big creators, I don't think that they're connected at all. I just think that it's random.
Okay.
I've been watching their videos and it's not always people I follow. There's some people I follow, like Michaela Noguera was one of them. Another one that's like a bigger, and they're verified. So I know they're bigger creators.
Mm-hmm.
They're talking, they're doing a video like you would normally do on TikTok. And then in the background, you hear these like
The
glitches.
noises?
The glitches.
The
Yep.
Michaela, all over Michaela's all the time.
Okay. This is my conspiracy. So in the comments, people are like, do you hear that glitch? And Michaela's like, what glitch? I don't hear it. What are you hearing? I think they're putting it in there for more engagement to get their videos boosted and seen more.
Oh.
That is my conspiracy theory.
Do you want to try it?
I was just thinking, should we do a social experiment and put some glitches into our, but like 100%, would that not be such a smart way to boost to get your videos?
If you already get views. I mean, my problem is that my videos get 4 views. So the one person, Bryce, sounding off in my comments, Bryce and you being like, hey, Bryce, do you hear that sound? Bryce being like, yeah, Sarah, put that on there.
Just do it as a test, though, because maybe some random person will find your video and then be like, is there a little, and then you'll get a million views.
Let's do it.
That's my silly little conspiracy theory.
Okay, I think it's, yeah, but it is weird. I find that the noise is very annoying.
Mm-hmm. It's kind of like metallic and like,
yeah, I don't like it.
So it could actually just be something like glitching and not working. But I like to think it's a conspiracy theory that they're putting it in themselves to get more engagement.
I'm into it. I'm going to try it today.
Please do. And if you're watching this, don't spoil it, guys. Just go to her comment section and be like, what is that noise?
What's that noise? So I'm on. Done. Okay. So do you want to start? Let's start with the obvious one on TikTok, the TikTok ban. And then we'll get into heavy, our heavy hitter for the day.
Okay. Future us in 1 week. What's going on with the TikTok ban? Is there still an app?
So what's your like gut gonna happen?
I don't know. I feel like this seems more serious than the last one.
Totally.
I also don't think anything's gonna happen quickly.
It can't. It's gonna take.
It's not like we're gonna wake up tomorrow and the app's gonna be gone. And also I don't know how it affects us truly as Canadians.
It doesn't. Like, I don't think it does.
It technically doesn't, but it really does because the majority of our following is American.
And brands that work with us on TikTok, I find are often American. Yeah.
Yeah. And brands in general. Like,
yeah.
How many of them are going to pull?
I would just pull
any kind of marketing, TikTok. Right? Like it makes sense. So I don't know what to expect. I've heard a lot of like different sides. Like I've heard people being like, don't worry about it at all. Because all this means is that some big American conglomerate or whatever is going to buy the app and just, it'll be fine. Yeah. And then other people are being like, no, it's either going to be bought and everything's going to be changed and nobody's going to be on it / they're going to like pull it completely. And like, I don't know what to expect.
I don't either. I think it's interesting because it's definitely like the first time that it's felt like something could actually happen. Like I think that every other time I'm like, nothing's gonna happen.
Like I got an email from my management company, not even my manager, my management company last night, literally sounding off the alarms, being like, this is what needs to be done.
Yeah.
FYI, prepare for this. And I'm like, this seems
Well,
serious.
and I saw DeLuca agencies. That guy, is that his name? Anthony. I thought it might be a guy from Grey's Anatomy. The guy that's got an agency in Toronto who,
Oh yeah, who
yeah,
has
yeah.
he does what's her face?
Like,
The fashion mom.
yeah, and
Yeah.
the Abby Cooks or whatever, Abby in the
Yes.
kitchen or something. Yeah,
Yep.
yeah.
Yep.
He was like, there's a couple things that could happen. He's like, first, if you're not on a bunch of platforms as a creator, go get on like YouTube Shorts, be on Instagram, be on all the things.
And back up your content if you don't have it somewhere else.
Yeah, because they're about to get oversaturated, especially if TikTok shuts down. And he was like, try to get your followers to follow you over if you have a large following, which is so hard because I also feel like they're suppressing every video that like mentions potentially TikTok ban.
I have maybe 3,000 views on my video that I posted yesterday, and it's not surprising.
No, like, I saw yours and I was like, I'm gonna make one of these too.
Yeah.
And then he made it sound like it's a very real, from what he believes, it's a very real scenario. But he said it'll take 5 to 6 months for them to like actually get rid of it in the App Store.
Slow burn. Yeah.
So like you can't. It's not gonna happen overnight. We're not gonna wake up tomorrow and it be gone.
No, but I do think that if you are a creator, or even if you're just like someone who likes to share on TikTok and you have cute, funny video memories from how many years ago, back them up. If you haven't already. I don't know how much of that I'm gonna do because
I don't care.
Like I know. Is that bad to say?
Okay, well, that's what I was gonna ask about, like, your personal opinion. Like, how do you personally feel about TikTok going away?
I mean, I will be bummed. I definitely put a lot of myself into that app for how many years? Yeah. It is my largest platform, but I don't feel as connected to that platform.
Yeah.
Since they've started suppressing creators. And it's not just you and me. It's
so many people.
Bulk of their creators that aren't verified powerhouses. Like the Chris Olsons, they still get millions and millions and millions of views. Of course it'll affect them and it'll break their hearts. But for us, like you get more views on your Instagram where you have a fraction of the following.
1% of the following. Totally.
It makes me sad to think about, and like obviously it will impact our like jobs 100%.
Totally.
Like I don't want it to go away.
No.
But like
I'm not as sad if they were telling me that Instagram was going away tomorrow. I would be really upset. I'd be like, really this sucks.
Yeah.
Whereas TikTok, it sucks. But it is what it is kind of how I feel about it. Like it will persevere is how I feel. Yeah. I, however, like had a couple followers in the last like week being like, hey, I'm not sure what's happening, but I've never unfollowed you on TikTok and I'm not following you anymore. Like,
every day I have someone be like, I had to refollow you. I'm like,
frustrating.
Sounds about right.
Like, part of me thinks that like if this does really happen, it'll be really great for my mental health because TikTok makes me feel like shit. And so it might be like a good little break for me from there.
Yeah, I think that app, like as of like, it's probably been a year that I've stopped trying. Yeah. I still try. I still make content that I love and I enjoy it. And like, but the fact that content gets over 100,000 views on Instagram, maybe makes 10K views on TikTok where I have 200,000 followers, it doesn't add up. Like it doesn't make, that app is like,
whack.
I don't know what's going on. And the fact that it's not just you and I says a lot. Like it's the bulk of their creators, especially Canadian creators.
Especially Canadian creators. Totally.
Yeah.
Do you know who the TikTok ban would maybe be great for? Is that a terrible segue?
Honestly, no.
I'm sure if you've been on TikTok in the last week, you've seen it. Ren Eleanor and her mom Jacqueline are kind of all over TikTok. Oh, her mom Jacqueline is all over TikTok right now, being blasted. And I'm gonna straight up say, rightfully so. Ren, I think
my heart.
I've seen her on my For You page since like
forever.
Like, well, she's 4 years old.
She was a baby. She was like, I remember seeing
I feel like
her
she was like
baby.
Sully's age. Yeah, like she was like almost a year maybe. And like at first I was like, this is cute. Like cute little baby girl. I love it. And then it's just got it's yucky.
There's so many things wrong with the situation.
Yeah.
But I think the thing that I struggle with the most is I'm a parent.
Yeah.
I have shared my children in the past. I don't share them currently, and I haven't for 6 months, 8 months, 6 months, a while now. I just feel like it would need one scenario. And that's truly what it was. I had someone insult one of my children, like, and I called it. I'm like, just one comment. I called it. And I stopped showing my kids for so
I
long.
didn't know that.
That was the first time I stopped showing them.
Yeah.
And it lasted almost a year.
Yeah.
And then I did show them, I stopped showing them on TikTok, and then I showed them a little bit on Instagram, but I had a lot smaller of a following on Instagram. Yeah. And then as of, I think, end of the summer last year is when I pulled the plug. And that's when I nothing specific happened that I started doing it. I just felt in my soul that I needed to give them privacy.
Totally.
And my account had grown a lot. I just felt like for me, for them, for everything, it just needed to be done. So I still share them. I don't share their faces. I don't share them frequently. And I don't feel good about it. And the fact that as a parent, it feels like she's actively trying to put her child in a vulnerable situation.
100%.
Not even like,
it's not.
Oops.
No,
like it was an oopsie. It was it's intentional at this point.
You're like, I think the last video that I saw, and I try to not like their videos still come up on my For You page, and I definitely like just scroll past them. I don't want to see them. I don't want to engage with them. I don't want them to show up on my For You page, but I look at a lot of mom content, so it is what it is. The last one I saw, there was like a stitch, and it was something about like swallowing gum at the beginning, and then it like pans to her, and she's like, I swallowed it. Is that okay? Like, that's not something that just organically happens with your kid when you're videotaping. No. Like, that's not, you set that up and you told her what to say. And you told her what to say because it's sexually explicit and because you are pandering her to pedophiles. And that's fucking disgusting. Sorry.
No, it is. It is. Like, and I think that I don't have sympathy for her. No. I have sympathy for the daughter, obviously.
Of course. Yeah.
I don't like, some people are like, oh, like this is why she's doing it, is because she's addicted to the views. She's addicted to the money.
I don't care.
There is no amount of money as a mom that you could pay me to put my children in that situation. No. And like, there is nothing. Like I didn't even lose money by taking my children off the app. But if I had, like, if there was like brand partnerships or this or that or whatever, whereas I would be like it would not matter to me. Yeah. Like, period. Like, I'm so sorry. Like,
and like, as a parent who currently shows their kid, I mean, I show Sully on the internet right now, and Bryce and I talked about it the other day, and I was like, she's with me all the time. Like, there's no point when she's not with us. I think when she goes to daycare in a couple months, things might change. I don't know. We need to see how it feels.
You need to do what's right for you guys and your family. And
like,
for the
right now, she's with one of us at all times. Yeah. It doesn't feel bad right now. It doesn't, and I'm not naive. I'm sure that I'm not naive. But for the most part, like, none of my videos have a lot of saves. None of my, there's nothing, my following hasn't switched to like, I think it's actually become more female. There's nothing that's giving me like big red flags right now, but Sully is not going to be on the internet forever. She's not.
No.
Right now, it's almost impossible to like do this with her, with me all the time. But if for 1 second I had any like weird comment, and then this is what I said since the day she was born, if there is more shares, more saves, more male following, and I'm not saying that, I guess, like, I'm sure females can also be pedophiles, but I think it's like less common. If any of that ever happened,
it just takes one situation.
Exactly. Yeah. She'd be gone. She'd be gone. Yeah. She'd be gone. It's a privilege to get to see my kid grow up right now, and fuck around and find out.
Yeah. I think that for me too is like because our platforms are so public,
Yeah.
and because our content is being shared so frequently,
Yeah.
I think that that's the thing that made me so nervous is
Yeah.
like it's different. I wouldn't say it's different, but I would say that it is harder to come by, you know, let's just say Caitlin with her two kids,
Yeah.
who has 100 followers on Instagram. She's
Totally.
public, her parents follow her, things like that.
Yeah.
It's a lot different when you have
It's the same.
Sarah with 100,000 followers or this, and it's your content is more visible, like it's
Totally.
pushed more. And I
Yeah.
think that I've just read a lot of things and I've seen a lot of scary things, and like I don't trust people. Like I
No.
just don't trust them. I know my followers mean well. I know I do have hate followers that follow just to be haters, which fine, whatever. Like that's part of it. That's part of the world. But I don't trust the internet. Like I
Yeah.
just don't. Yeah.
That's fair.
Yeah.
What do you think's gonna, I mean, what do you like, what can happen? Like, can TikTok like force her to take her profile? Like,
I think
what's gonna
so.
happen?
I don't know. I think because of the TikTok ban happening or like occurring, I think that their views and their not their views, their attention is on that right now,
Hmm.
and they're not thinking about anything else. So
Yeah.
I feel like something needs to probably
I
happen at this point though.
like it's wild that like your and my videos get taken down for like like wearing a bra and being like, sexual conduct, where it's like a little girl. It's horrifying.
Yep. Yep. I back when I did show the kids,
Yeah.
which wasn't frequent, like every other video. No, not even every other video.
No,
Like
it's like your kids have never
once,
been on the internet that much.
no. So I remember back when I did show them, there was a video where Andrew was in the video and Marlo was in the video, and Andrew was carrying Marlo in the video.
Yeah.
And they took that video down on TikTok for child endangerment because Marlo was being carried. Like she could fall and hurt herself. The irony in all of that
It's wild.
is wild to me.
Yeah.
Wild to me.
I think I had a video of Sully when she was first born, and there was like a towel over her chest, and
Yep.
like we were like you couldn't see anything, and I was
Yep.
very aware of that, and it got taken down for child nudity. And I was like, okay, totally fine. Like we don't fuck
Fine.
around with kids. That's
No.
great. Like I
Yep.
respect that. I'm not mad at it. Great.
But
Or
it's
I was
just
like,
ironic that these videos where there's a child actually being
yeah,
in danger, pretty
yeah.
much.
I
Yeah.
just like, can you imagine what her relationship is going to be like with her mom when she grows up? Like, how is that not what goes through? Like, I can't imagine putting Sully in any situation where it would jeopardize our relationship.
I don't know. Like I don't know. I don't know. I don't
I,
know. I don't have an answer. I feel really bad for her and for her family, and I don't know. I don't know what can be done at this point. Obviously, the mom is very young too. She
she's
looks
not
like
that young.
no, but she is young. Like she's not, I think she's in her 20s, like mid 20s, maybe even younger. Like
No.
I could be wrong,
Yeah.
but I think that I don't know. I don't know. It just makes me really sad, and I don't want to think about what's going to happen to that poor girl as she gets older.
It's so sad.
Yeah, don't use your kids for content, especially that kind of content.
No. Mm.
I'm curious if this TikTok ban does go through. Like,
I kind of like, I mean, for it's, yeah.
if she hasn't the mom, if she
She,
hasn't
she was just stop.
recognized,
She's not going to.
do you don't? It's been a while since she's posted.
Yeah, but I think that that's just
Do you
I
think she's just
can't.
waiting it out and like?
I think it's like mascara gate. She's taking a minute.
I really hope that she chooses to
Totally.
yeah.
Do
I
the right
hope
thing.
like at what point? At what point? Like who everyone has talked about this. So many creators, big creators, small creators,
Yeah.
like news channels. Like at what point? Call it, throw the towel in, raise your
But also
daughter.
like delete it then too. Like that's the thing. Like even
Yeah.
if you call the towel in, she's still making money off videos that are still out
Yeah.
there right now.
Yeah.
And like
Yeah.
it's just delete it. Like what you're doing is harmful and it is gross. And I get that you probably have a certain lifestyle that you're used to now, but like that's not important when it comes to your kid.
It shouldn't be.
No.
No. Oh man, TikTok is, like you said, if it does get deleted, it'll be a good break for everyone's mental health, I
I
think.
yeah.
Let's be honest.
I think it's just it's given us too much instant gratification.
Yeah.
Not Ren, but like TikTok in general.
No, in general, the
Yeah.
app, like
Like
that,
I
those
think
kind of, yeah, I agree
also like
completely.
think of how much of your like I don't and no don't take this wrong, Instagram. But I don't scroll reels like I scroll TikTok.
I do, yeah, like I'll scroll them here or there, but I on Instagram, I like stories.
Yes, me
I
too.
like going to pages I follow. I
Yeah.
actually will like on TikTok, I don't
I just
go
doom
to my
scroll.
Whereas on Instagram, I will actually seek out my following that I
Yeah.
follow to like catch up on their content
Yeah.
best I can. Like that's what I use the app for. And I go to stories, and stories is all people I follow.
I love stories. That's like
I
all I
love
watch.
stories. Like I love
That's
watching
that's how I
stories, and I'll
consume
scroll
TikTok.
my
Or,
my main page, like my main page that has like all my mostly people I follow.
yeah.
It's just a different
I just how many
system.
hours a day am I going to get back if TikTok actually gets banned? I know it's not banned for us and we'll still have access to it and
It's not going
people
to be the same.
no, like
No,
it's
no.
I mean maybe we'll blow up on Canadian TikTok.
Maybe.
Or maybe
It'll
I'll
be
have
like 100% following of Canadians because there'll be no other.
well, there's still like because it's only America, right? Like the UK and Australia and stuff.
Yeah.
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 So I mean, who
Yeah.
knows? Who knows? Maybe it'll
I
be
know.
it'll be a different place, that's for sure.
Um, so another thing that has been on my TikTok for you page, have you seen the Boeing situation?
An
The
airplane?
Boeing. Have you
No, is
seen
this
that?
about, are you telling me bad things about airplanes?
Should I skip it? What do you want to talk about it when you get back from your trip?
No, because now I'm gonna go look it up.
So this is another like conspiracy theory, but not really a conspiracy
Great.
theory. I know. So apparently there was a engineer at Boeing who
Hey, can I
whistleblowed.
ask a dumb question?
Yeah,
Is
sure.
Boeing like Ford?
What do you mean?
So like is Boeing like the like it's a car, but it's a Ford. It's an airplane, but it's a Boeing. Like, is there different brands of airplanes?
Okay, so yes, but not a lot. I think
Okay.
there's Airbus, Boeing, and something else. I've been doing my research on it
Okay,
because now
great.
I'm all paranoid. So apparently Boeing engineer or something along those lines who like was a whistleblower and shared like I will never get on another Boeing airplane in my life, like do not get on them, blah blah. And then he died mysteriously, took his own life a couple months later. Anyways, long story short, apparently like there's like this whole thing going on at that like do not go on Boeing jets, specifically the Max. I think it is Boeing Max model.
Does my flight does my ticket tell me what plane I'm on?
So there's numbers. There's actual numbers that you can look up and
Right.
see which companies like Sunwing, Air Canada, things like that have certain, but apparently there's specific Boeings. This is again according to
I'm
TikTok
looking at my
comment
flight.
sections.
Yeah,
Yeah, so there is specific Boeings you're not supposed to fly on
great.
according to the internet. And now please do not take it with a grain of salt because
I
it's
have no clue.
TikTok information. And like you can get into a rabbit hole and like scare yourself out of traveling for the rest of your life. But they also showed clips of how a person went around a Boeing manufacturing place and interviewed all the workers and said, would you ever fly in a Boeing jet? And I think 10 out of 15 said no. And one person in the comment section was like, my uncle was an engineer for Boeing for how many years? And like he would come visit us once a year and drive for 2 days straight instead of flying.
But like, how many planes are really crashing?
So, and that's the thing too, like there's been the other level of that's where people are being like, you're so much more likely to get into a car crash than an airplane
Yeah.
accident, this and that. So, like, that's what I mean. Like, don't make yourself sick about it. But like, you know how I feel about flying on a
Yes.
good
Now
day.
you're no, you're
Now I'm
not
like extra stressed out about it. So, like,
perfect.
yeah.
Um, I feel like I'm terrified of flying now.
We're never going to fly again.
Oh, right. We're never flying again until April 3rd.
Honestly, this is like, I want to say take it with a grain of salt, but at the same time, just maybe if you can avoid Boeing Max, I guess it is. Someone was saying the newer Boeing airplanes, the older ones are fine. But really, at the end of the day, you're probably fine. You could literally walk out your front door and get hit by a bus. Like, so, I mean, I don't know.
I once heard that you're more likely to get killed by a goat than you are to get killed on an airplane.
Stop. Really?
I mean, I don't know if it's true, but
how many goat attacks are there in the world on a daily basis? I love goats. They're
my
so cute.
favorite.
I wanted goats so badly at our old property.
Still want goats.
We could have had them. We had like half an acre.
Look,
and I was like,
you will get me to move to Ontario if we can buy a couple like acres of land, both build houses.
A cult.
If we can start a cult.
Start a cult. Yeah. We already planned this. We were like, let's just start a cult together.
It's fine. Can we get government? We can't. You gotta call it something like a
compound.
Yeah.
We're gonna make a farmer's market. A little hobby farm. A mercantile. We're just gonna.
It's a mercantile.
And then, out back, we're gonna worship the gods of Zoe and Sarah.
Just erect statues.
Right.
That was a deep, dark episode.
Wow. I'm so sorry. Next week will be lighter. Oh, should we give them a little teaser as to what's happening in a few weeks?
Yeah.
Okay. So we have hooked up with a psychic.
Yeah.
Tarot card reader who's Canadian, who has a following on TikTok, and she reached out to us and was like, hey, like, do you guys want a reading? So we're both having readings done in like a week, pretty much.
Yeah,
it's like a week or so, like a week. And we're gonna then have her on the podcast and we're gonna talk about it.
It's gonna be so fun. I thought she was gonna do the readings live on the podcast, and I was like, I don't know if I'm ready for that.
Oh no, I'd cry probably the whole time.
I'm gonna cry for sure.
Yeah.
But it'll be really fun.
Yes.
I'm excited.
Yeah, I can't wait. So stay tuned for that. That'll be in a few weeks. Also, like, maybe we should do a little like lighthearted one for next week. So maybe we'll post like some more funny NSFW stories.
Yes.
On the gram. Make sure you follow our Instagram and our TikTok for now.
All the things.
And our YouTube.
We're Canadian. We're not going anywhere.
Technically, yeah.
Technically, right? Yeah. Just follow us all the places. Show us some love. Give us 5 stars. If it's not 5 stars, we don't want it.
Yeah, thank you.
Thanks.
We love you guys. Thanks for sitting through this. We hope we did not give you nightmares / things to worry about.
And if we did, welcome to the trauma club.
Yeah. Cult coming soon.
Have a good day.
See you guys.
Bye.